Hi guys. Hey. Yes, I didn't switch it on up on you. I'm on a couch. Y'all see this, right? And then we got Miss Denise. I got Miss Denise who have came out. I met you,
Mhm.
Miss Denise, what about 2 years ago?
Yes.
And I came out to your house and
Yes.
I love her home too, by the way. And when I made it out that way, I said yes to placement because I love the way just your home was just set up.
Yes.
And how many people did you have at that time, Miss Denise?
Only two.
Only two people?
I had beds for six, but at that time I only had two individuals.
Yes, yes, yes.
And I believe I was 6 months into it. So that was my first home.
Hmm.
I had been open for 6 months and I was still struggling with those two clients.
Struggling with two clients. I
Yes.
love it. Now, from struggling with two clients, how many locations are you at the moment?
I have three locations now. I
Wow.
have Detroit, Roseville, Michigan, and Rochester Hills.
Awesome. Well,
And
congratulations, man.
getting ready to do a fourth in Madison Heights.
Look at you going up. I
Yes.
love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So I want the viewers to know a little bit about you. Tell us a little bit, like, I know before we get into starting a business, let's just hear a little bit about your backstory. Um, I'm a mother, so just a little bit of history on you. I want the viewers to fall in love with Miss Denise as I do, right?
Actually, I'm a nurse, so I already came from a medical background.
Okay.
And then I'm also worked for a large auto corporation. So I've been juggling with those two careers for over 25 years now.
Wow.
So I always wanted to do the group home concept. I
Okay.
just didn't know where to start.
Okay.
In nursing, you're trained for bedside and they don't really, go outside that grid. So group home was something new and I went back and forth with it for a while
Mm-hmm.
because I didn't know where to start.
Gotcha.
And I
What
initially
made you
found
pull the
you.
trigger on it? Like,
I started studying, I started watching YouTube videos, trying to reach out to different people. And once I saw that you were local, that's when I reached out to you. I'm like, oh, this young lady here is from Michigan. Because a lot of
mhm.
people I was reaching out to were out of state. So that's why I reached out to you because as I was watching the videos, yours came up and you were local. So
I love it. And
that's
that's
what
how we
happened.
connected, man.
Mhm.
So with you scaling up and going to your following few locations, I know you say you were kind of green into the business with starting, but with you joining the mentorship program, how did that help you with doing a placement at some of your upcoming locations or even really filling out the first location out? How did the mentorship benefit you on that end?
Well, the mentorship taught me the back end of it. I knew the front end of it from
Okay.
working as a nurse, but the back end, I didn't know. All of that was new. How you have to go out, market all these different places, to get the clients, the documentation that's required for the clients, the additional services that we can offer once they're in the home. Those are the things that I had no knowledge of. And
Yeah.
so through the mentorship you pretty
And I
much gave
think
us a
that's for a
blueprint.
lot of people, guys, when we do start off and we are joining in and we kind of green with the business. Um, I always say it's nothing wrong with extending and asking for a little bit of help, but I'm here for services. So we're getting started out and launching off. You're able to just get started out. As Miss
Yes.
Denise, she started with her first location almost 3 years ago.
3 years, yes.
Yes, I love it. And now you're just growing, growing, growing. Now let's talk about the demographic that you're targeting right now. What type of client base do you have at your locations?
I'm still with the seniors. All of
Okay.
my locations have always been senior 60s and up. You know, that's pretty much my clientele. That's pretty much who I want to market to. And I'm going to stay there because that's the niche and that's the clientele that I like.
I love
So,
that.
yeah,
I love that. And I always tell people go with what you know.
yeah.
Now, I hear so many people saying stay away from starting services at your group home setting. Do you provide or render? What are some of the things that you do at your sites for the people who live on your settings, the locations you have?
We do meals, we do activities. Um, I also have a partnership with Pace for those that want to leave the house and go out for, additional services. They have the option to attend Pace program. But outside of the traditional things, assisting with ADLs,
Mhm.
medication management, We do meal preparation. They do have activities. And if they require additional outings, I do have partnerships
Yes,
with
yes, yes.
different
Now,
individuals.
do you feel like with the people who you were transitioning from out of, if it was hospitals, rehabs, do you think that they can stay there independently by themselves without any assistance at all?
At one of my homes,
Okay.
but the other homes, no. They need caregivers there for the simple reason I have people in my homes that's 80 years old and they're more prone to slips and falls. So
Hmm.
I like to have someone in a house that's able to monitor them and just make sure everything, flow pretty easy.
Now let's speak about that because I get so many people who do want to start and want to join in, but they so concerned about offering services due to having a caregiver come in and do these things.
Yeah.
Does how does that work for you as far as your time management and as far as you able to expand by just offering? And then how often do you have caregivers come? Right, let's talk about that a little bit.
One of my facilities, I have a live-in caregiver only because the need is there.
Hmm.
The clients in our particular house, they need everything. They need assistance with ADLs, they need assistance with meals. They need prompt because I have people in there with dementia. So, of course, they need a live in person there. I have another location where the need is not there. They just need someone to come in and do meals. They're fully independent. So I have
Yes.
someone come in there Monday through Friday for 2 hours and they do the meals. On Friday, she pretty much can cover them for Saturday and Sunday because she prepped the meals and they're there in the fridge for them. But other than that, that's a fully independent home.
I love that. And because that is such a fear for a lot of people starting up, they're thinking that I'm going to have to spend so much
Yeah.
in providing care to the people. But the fact of the matter is, everyone is different. As you're hearing it from her, one
Yeah.
location, she barely has to even, assist there.
Yes.
Another location, she's offering some living services. So I don't want anyone to feel like there's brick walls with starting up because we meet people exactly where they're at. We're catering the services exactly to them. So that's how we typically get started. Now, for you, Miss Denise, because when we had first connected, you were operating for 6 months. You had two individuals inside of your home.
Yes. Yes.
I love it. Look,
It was a struggle. It was a
man, it was
struggle
struggle city out there.
because people were telling me when I first started, why did you get your location in Detroit? Why did you get a two-story home? It was actually a nice, beautiful home in a nice area. Every part of Detroit is not ran down.
It's not.
Detroit still have beautiful areas,
They really do.
but you learn. Do I have another two-story house now? Absolutely not.
So if you was going, somebody would have handed you that house to today, what you gonna say?
No.
Absolutely not.
No, my other locations are ranch style homes. Absolutely not. You learn as you go, you
Yes,
know.
yes, yes. Now, what made you say it's time to get me another location? Now you messing around on you got almost 4 locations. Look at you out here. What made you say let's get there and let me start this next
I
location? What?
know the need is there for the
Mhm.
population that I serve. So, and I have a lot of case managers and social workers and things that's still reaching out. And I'm like, well, okay, I'll get through one more. My goal is not to be flooded with a lot of homes.
Mhm.
The fourth home is going to be my last home.
You think
Yeah, I
you
know.
gonna go
Because
to 6?
I don't wanna that was never the goal to have a busload of homes. I wanna, start transitioning to other areas. So the 4th home will definitely be my last home.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I remember us laughing and trading one time. And you say, well, you the only one with all these houses, Jasmine. So now look at you, right? Came right back at you. Now, so you want to slow down on more so opening up. And I remember the last time we connected, are you expanding, looking into doing more things with contracts or different things like that? Or are you looking to do a different type of career? Are you staying steady with group homes? Talk to me a little bit about that.
I want to transition more into contracts, with area of aging and, a couple other, you know,
Hmm.
OCHN, just a few contracts. So I'm pretty much studying them, trying to find out what are some of the requirements for them. And I also want to do eventually a home care agency. So I don't want to have like 12 and 13 homes, and then I'm trying to do this too. So I'm pretty content with the four.
So with the 4 locations you got, we do not have a home care agency established at the moment, and
No,
we're
I
still
don't.
doing some care services, right?
Yes.
I love that. That's a great thing that I
Yes.
definitely wanted people to acknowledge. Now, if we were to think about going into another demographic, what are some of the other needs that you do see in your area if someone else was thinking to get started up a little bit? What's some of the demographics as far as needs that you see that needs housing?
Mentally ill.
You gonna do it?
I have two individuals in one of my location, but it's a great need for that. It is. It's a great need for low income housing.
Yes, yes,
It's
yes.
a really great need for low income housing.
Yes, yes, yes. And anybody, if y'all know, y'all follow me, that was something where I was in a big need for just low income housing,
Yes.
fighting being homeless. You know, I'm a mother, single mother, and just traveling and just not knowing where. So finding that foundation
Yeah.
was given to me with low income housing. So I love that.
Yeah.
But I also do say services is needed too. You know, I wouldn't made it to where I am today if it wasn't me able to be able to do the resume buildings and all of those particular things to get back out on the job site. So I do want you guys to know, no matter what, with this particular business, you're able to get started as long as you're knowing and understanding the best practices of the business. I always say make sure that the demographic that you're going to target, you have a passion to help that individual. It
Exactly.
got to be about money all the time. You know, it's just a passion to be able to help the people. So I want you guys to definitely think about that. Now, even too, for you, Miss Denise, what you're thinking about doing some contracts, what pulled you into saying, I need a contract? Let's talk about that a little bit.
Speaking with a lot of case managers, um, a lot of them will ask you if you had a contract, say for instance with Easter seals, we can give you additional services. It's just a lot of things that you qualify for that will help your business if you had that contract.
Yes,
So,
yes, yes.
I'm taking in the clients, but I'm not getting additional resources behind that because I don't have the contract. So that's why, you
And then
know,
I do want to break it down a little bit, guys, as far as going a little bit in depth is what is those contracts, right? So we're speaking about state and federal contracts to where you're knowing it more so guarantees either residential reimbursements back for people to stay, or you get your reimbursements back for rendering services. So it's two separate things that I always love to tell our people, right?
mhm,
Our first business started with us providing those housing. We can't force the services on people, but those contracts will help us, and it will help us expand very quickly as well too. And that's why I was able to launch off with doing transitional housing for women with children,
mhm.
recovery living, which I think that's something that's needed so badly in our areas, really everywhere.
Yeah,
We can use more recovery homes too.
yeah.
Um, I know a big hiccup for some people was locations of properties. Can you tell me a little bit about what made it easier for you to reach out to get more locations? Because I utilize partnership. Now, what were some of the techniques that you were able to do from going from your first location and you scaling up to get your second site? Because so many people struggle with having a landlord to agree if they're going to lease a location or if they're just looking to purchase. How were you able to conquer that?
I started attending a networking events where they would have a lot of realtors there. And so I will work the room. I
Yeah.
will actually work the room and go and, I give them my pitch. I'm like, hey, I'm in a group home business, and I'm looking to obtain properties. And I pretty much just tell them in detail what I'm going to do. And at one of the events, I connected with a guy, and he had over 52 properties. And he told
Wow.
me, sure. And so that's pretty much,
52
yeah,
properties.
he
And you
has.
trying to stop at 4?
Yes, yes. He says it's not only me. He have 10 other individuals that does the same business
Wow.
in his
And then
homes.
I see, and then it's multiple people exactly like that, guys. I
Yeah,
want you to know. And as far as best practices, we do get out there in a mentorship program. Me and Miss Denise have went out and networked
Yes.
multiple times because I want you guys to understand when you do get out there in a community, you meet so many different people. If it's landlords, partnership, investors, home care agencies, just different people who you're knowing that you can utilize and scale up your business. So I don't want you guys to think if I don't have a location at the moment, you still want to understand best practices, the area to where it's going to fluctuate for you at as far as the need in a community. You also need to know exactly what demographic are we starting with and what are those wraparound services too.
Mhm.
So I hear people, they love to speak about wraparound services. Now you spoke about ADLs that you're offering at your particular services as your
Yes.
wraparound services. How often does those things need to be rendered on site? Like, do you do them every day? Are we working to do those services every other day? How do you have your caregiver set up to just do the wraparound services?
My caregiver does the wraparound services about 4 days a week.
Okay.
Not every day, but about 4 days a week.
Awesome, awesome,
Yes.
awesome, awesome.
Yeah.
I love that. And again, guys, that lets us know that you don't need to say, man, we're doing 24-hour operations. That's an actual group home.
Yes.
We're starting out with unlicensed best practices. Now tell the people, how quick were you able to see your money back in a business from starting a business to seeing, man, I got an actual return now and I'm making a little cash.
The second location.
It's
Because I only say this because my first home was in Detroit.
okay.
So it was slow.
Hmm.
So as I got out there, pretty much networking, meeting people,
Yes, we
trying
did a
to,
lot of that. I love it.
I was like, okay, let me get a second location. Mind you, my first location still was not full. I go out here, I get my second location in Roseville, Michigan, register our home. That home was filled in 2 months, under 2 months.
Mhm.
Filled. I'm like, and I'm still in Detroit struggling. So
Now, I just think for you with the Detroit, it is those stairs, though.
it had to be. Yeah. That's why I said now you can't offer me no to second. No second
Because you got
story.
the bottom rooms filled out pretty quickly
That's why I had 2 people. It was
downstairs.
downstairs in 2 private rooms.
And me looking downstairs to see if I could see another room. We could put somebody else
Yes.
down there.
Yes.
Yes.
And that's
No
why
stairs, guys, if we're working with the seniors. Or
Yeah.
not even just seniors. Let's just speak about disabled individuals. If you know you want to house individuals with some disabilities, you know you can't have the stairs. It makes it a little bit harder for them. But if you already have them, there are best practices that you are able to do if it's a wheelchair lift ramp. We got the stair lifter for some stairs, but
Yes.
depending on the way the home is set up, not every home can get those. So just think about before you get that site, think about what you're going to do and the demographic. That's a bigger thing too. So for me, when I first started, my location I got for free. Well, not free. Nothing is free. Let me stop saying that. That wasn't free, right? I went into partnership with that. Family flat. It was a lot of stairs up, down. I ain't had no ramp, but I thought about it. Who do I need to work with first? I took the women and children in. Look at this.
Yes.
These people won't stop. I took the women and children in. You know, someone who I knew that was able-bodied, who's able to go up and down on stairs and who needs housing. And not a lot of people target women with children. You know, so I think that it is a population that needs to be addressed. What you think, Miss Denise?
It does, but to those who want that population,
Yeah.
everyone don't want that target market.
Get up here. What's wrong with this market? Now we're going to talk. You know, I love to talk. Let's be spicy with it. What are some of the things we feel like people may be afraid of when we're speaking about housing single women with children? Let's talk about that. What's the fears?
It can be chaotic. It can. It can be chaotic.
Yeah, it can be.
And I think that's what pushed a lot of people away.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, it definitely can be chaotic, but what are some of the things you feel like you can do to prevent the chaoticness? Just from us speaking, you'd have been in training. What is a big thing that I speak about often before we accept anybody in our locations? Let's talk about it. We need to do what before we take that body?
Okay, you're gonna go out and do the assessment and everything like that.
Absolutely. We
But that
screening.
house would definitely need supervision.
Women with children?
I
Absolutely.
It will definitely need supervision.
Yeah, that's why I had my Miss Larkins.
Yes.
Keep
And
them together, keep them on point. You gotta
yeah,
have it structured inside of
yeah,
them.
you definitely
Yeah.
would.
Because I can go on and on about a lot of the things that happened that wasn't the best,
Mhm.
you know. Um, yeah, let me not start. Because I could go on and on
Yeah, because
too,
you've
but
been there before. You walked that road.
yeah,
You
and I
know.
still am on that road. Actually, I'm accepted women with children as we speak at the moment. Okay, so yes, I've been there, and I'm still there at the moment because I done lost it a little bit, but I'm still
Yeah.
with the people. But the things that I love about it, I know we spoke about our flaws, but what I love about providing housing too, just let's just stop speaking about women with children, single parents with children.
Okay.
It's just the ability to give them a foundation to actually restart over again and again and again. So if that's housing is first, you can't do nothing if you outside in the
That's
cold.
true.
You know, you can't think, you deal with mental health. And it's shit you going through it. You don't feel like nobody love you. You outside. Don't nobody
Mhm.
love them, do they, Miss Denise? That's how they feel at
Yeah.
the moment, right?
Yeah.
So they go through some self-love, changes, whatever needs to happen, but they can do that at your transitional housing site with rules that you implicate on a daily.
Mhm.
I tell my ladies all the time, or single parents, what's next? Right? We got our housing now, but let's
Mhm.
go ahead and let's do, if we're going to get us a job, are we on our way there?
Yeah.
You know, if we are going to go back to educate our further education career, let's do that as well too. You
Yeah.
know, so we got multiple different ways. We're working with them. Another need that I feel like that isn't really spoke about often is the youth homes. How do you feel about working with youth homes? Is that a population that you feel like you would have touched?
It's a great need for that population.
Yes, it's a
I know a lot of people that's opening up facilities for the youth. But as I stated before, I stuck with what interests me and what I was passionate about. And my passion was for the seniors. So that's who I aligned myself with.
say you wouldn't go.
No,
You ain't fooling with those teenagers.
no, I feel no.
Yes, yes, yes. But it's a need though, guys. It's for sure a need for it. And we gravitate to the need in the community. Um,
See,
what
you, on the other hand, you have more knowledge because all of your facilities, you have different populations. You know, you have the transition homes, you have this,
mhm.
and so your knowledge in that area is a lot more broad than my knowledge. I'm only sticking with my one target.
But then remember when you came in the mentorship program, you said a lot of things you were unaware with the logistics behind doing a business.
Yeah,
So if all those tools was handed to you for youth, you gonna pass it up or you gonna say,
I'm gonna still say no.
okay. I like
Yeah,
that. It's still realistic and
yeah,
you know what you want.
and I'm honest about it. I'm gonna still say no.
I'm loving your haircut too. Man, I love that
I'm
haircut. Miss
still say,
Denise.
I'm still say, I'm still say no.
You still gonna say no. I
No,
love it.
I mean I like to stick with the safe crowd.
Yes,
I'm just still
definitely
say
stay safe because it's a lot that can happen,
I
man. On
know.
these properties, on these sites, what's some of the more? Have you experienced a hard thing inside of your location that you felt like was too much for you to bear, or what was some of the wildest, or one of a wilder thing that happened that you felt like, man, I don't want to go through that no more? Have you experienced that in business, or do you think mentorship prevented those particular things?
I've had a couple bad experiences, but
Anybody ever cut up on you?
yes, that comes with the business.
Every day they gonna cut up.
That comes with the business. They try to break out the house, because my people, they try to break out the house all day. So you have to have safety measures in place for this. My mentally ill people, they've had their episodes. where I had to petition them in, you know, but
Mm-hmm.
that comes with the business because you know
Yes.
that's that population.
Yeah, because I want you guys to know too, like it's some darker days in the business. You gotta have a
Yes.
heart for the community to start it because we working with low income mental health and we providing housing.
Yes.
Now, have you had to do some evictions?
No.
You never had to evict?
My people have pensions and private.
What about for their behavior? You've never had to let nobody go for behavior either?
I just petitioned, and once they came back, they were
They
good.
on they P's and
Because a
Q's?
lot, when you have a good rapport with the family don't want to move them for one occurrence. They like, okay, can you just please, you know what I'm saying? So I'll give it a second chance. And I've done that. You know, I'm just
I
not
love
going,
that.
you know, you deserve a
You
second
cannot just be
chance.
kicking people out,
Yeah.
guys. You cannot.
Yeah.
There's rules to it too. I won't go into depth into that, but you can just kick
You
people
don't
out.
know what target
Hmm.
that episode.
Hmm.
Because I had a guy, he was excellent. And then one day, learned, where did all this come from? What triggered you to do this? So, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah. And that's why it's good to know the people inside of your homes.
yeah.
You know, I know everyone.
I
I
know
do.
yeah, you have to know the family too.
Hmm.
You
Yeah.
know, it's just all around. You have to have a working relationship.
Yeah, you really do. You really do.
Yeah.
Just so, and I feel like too, that makes the people stay a longer time with you.
Yes.
For one of your locations, what's the longest client you have on one of your sites?
My Detroit home,
Hmm.
the guy came to me 4.5 months after I opened, and he's still there to this day. So I'm
Wow,
year 3. Yeah.
3 years.
Yes. And then I just hit a year on my Roseville location. I still have 4 of the original guys I started out with a year
Hmm.
ago, and I just added a new person, but those are the 4 originals
Long
at
term.
yeah,
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 long term. And then, because I know a lot of people, they say, well, at least I used to hear it, but I see it more often now where people are doing more room and board, starting group homes now. And they like, who would want to share a room? Who would want to live in a private room and I dwelling with other people inside of that? It's a need for that. You know, people got the bad credit, they got lack of family support.
mhm,
If they are elder and they need some extra help inside of the home,
yes,
I can go on and on and on. Everyone is a little bit different, but I love to hear that you have done excellent screening.
yeah.
You got your people there. They've been there almost 3 years. That's phenomenal.
And I still do like meetings, like every 2 months. I do like a house meeting. Just we all gather. They
Hmm.
can tell me their concerns. You know, do anything need to be changed around here? Do I need to implement something different? So that give everyone time to really talk and let me
Yes.
know. So that's what I do. I still do those meetings with them.
I love that. I
Yeah.
love that. Now, are you currently still working your nursing job at the moment or any other careers? Or are you just focused on group home at the moment?
No, I still work another career.
Okay.
I no longer work in a hospital setting anymore.
Okay.
No, I don't. I'm retired from that.
Do you feel like you're going to retire from your other job too and move forward 100% into group homes? How do you think
In
about that?
9 months,
9 months.
9 months off, you
So
know.
we're gonna be throwing a party in 9
In
months.
9 months, I'll be done. But yeah.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Now, what about any upcoming new plans? I know y'all was gonna love Miss Denise as much as I do. Tell us about some new upcoming plans that you may do have coming up, even if it don't pertain to group homes. How can even people locate you if they want to look at some of your sites and they want to refer a loved one to come and reside with you? Tell us how we can see you.
Well, I do have my website. My
Hmm.
business name is RDK Residential Homes. My website is rdkresidentialhomes.com.
Yes.
It show you homes, you know, pretty much the services that we provide there as well. Um, I'm always looking for new avenues in this business to tackle. Like I said, other than starting a home care agency, learning more about the contracts, I'm still testing a couple of things out as well.
I love that. So we growing in group home biz.
Yeah.
and we're going under layers so you can go and launch up and
Yeah.
go up. I love that. I love that. I
Yes.
love that. And for you guys too, if you're looking to start, no matter even what the site is at, I know Miss Denise, she started in Detroit. I started in Detroit. It really doesn't matter. If you have a heart to help the community and you just need best practices, definitely get with me so we can be able. Don't be laughing at me, Miss Denise. Definitely get with Jasmine Storr consultation because I'm going to be able to provide you with all the practices, best practices you need to grow your business and scaling on up. And I know that I did even promise, I told the people on Facebook, I probably honor that commitment, that I will give a little bit about some funding tips and places where you can go to even start the business. And I want to talk about that a little bit, right? So if you're looking to get started, an easier way for me, I started, and as I just spoke with Miss Denise, was partnership. If you don't have much funds and you're looking to start, definitely networking in your community with other landlords, agreements that you can start with them. Micro funding is a great way to start the business too. If you are a new business owner, you have lack of credit, and you still want to start this business, definitely look into that. And as far as funding, just to get started, I will be having Bruce, who will be joining us on our upcoming episode, speaking more about reentry housing for individuals who were incarcerated and they want to come back into the community. That's a big need, guys. I want you guys to definitely hit a like and a subscribe and stay with me because I want to bring you guys and let you know the demographic that you can start with, grow, guarantee funding for the clients so you don't have to worry about if I get this house, how the fuck I'm going to pay the rent? You're going to be able to do it, right? So, again, I want you to like and subscribe. Miss Denise, you got any exiting words that you want to leave us with? I'm going to keep talking if you don't stop me.
No, you just can't be afraid. You just can't be afraid. And your location will determine how fast you can get the house filled. It definitely will. Location is key. Location is everything.
Yeah,
Your
location is key.
yeah, yeah, it is. Location is key.
Yep, especially when we're speaking about that demographic too. Because
Yes.
if Miss Denise, with that first location, she were to target the women and the children,
Oh,
that
it would
house
have
would
been
have been filled
filled.
like that same month.
Yes, because it's a big home. Yeah, it would have been
Hmm.
filled really fast.
Yeah, but she was more willing and she wanna she wanna hang out with the seniors, which I love it. I love my senior
I
homies too. They
eventually
cool
found some
bees.
that can climb those stairs to go to that second floor too.
You got them
It
up. Did
just
you have to push them up there?
took a while, but I found some.
They got up there on their own.
Yes,
Okay, good. She got them
yes.
up there, guys.
It took a long time.
Well, thank you so much for sitting with me. That's all I got tonight. And you guys have a wonderful night. I'll be speaking to you soon.